Well, as you can see by this massive poster right behind us, we're here about Skylanders, and I'm joined by Paul, who's going to tell us about it. Paul, can you just sort of give us a bit of background? What should gamers expect from Skylanders?
Absolutely. Skylanders introduces this revolutionary idea of taking collectible characters, toys, putting them on this glowing portal of power and having them transported into the game. And then whatever they do in the game, if they pick up gold, if they level up their characters, if they put on a silly hat, all of that's floating right back into their character's toy permanently. So they can pick up that toy, go to another friend's game, and then their same character is there, and they can earn more treasure there and bring it back to their own game.
How does that actually work? I mean, how's the information transferred?
Magic. I don't want to spoil it for the audience out there, but what happens is we have wireless portals that communicate with the console, and then the toys wirelessly communicate as well. So it's all automatic, it's all magical, there's no button pressing or anything like that.
And I understand this is between consoles, so it doesn't matter which console version you've got, you can just bring that up.
Yeah, the toys are absolutely cross-platform playable. In fact, there's an exclusive toy, Dark Spyro, that you can only get on the 3DS, but if you get it, you can take him over to the Wii or to the Xbox or the PS3 or any of the 9 billion other versions we've got and play him there.
Okay, well, what was the thought process behind this? Because Spyro is such a long-running franchise. To bring this, to try and do a new take on it almost, why?
Well, we definitely wanted to reinvent Spyro for a new audience. And we wanted to have this idea of bringing these characters to life. And Spyro's universe is so fun, it's so open, anything can happen, and there's this lighthearted nature to it. So we wanted to invest ourselves in this world, and we created Skylands, and Spyro lives there, and Sparks lives there, and Cinder, and all of these other characters that you're familiar with. And then we expanded it out with a range of new characters so that when people go and they buy their original 3 characters, they can play all the way through the game with those. But if they want to get other characters, you'll find, you know, male, female, monsters, humans, really silly characters, kind of spooky undead characters. We wanted to have something that appeals to a wide range of this new audience.
Now, we sort of talked about the toys. Can you sort of detail to us about the game? When players sit down, what should they expect to play?
Sure, it's a fantasy heroic adventure. And if you're in co-op, a friend, move through this world, fighting enemies and collecting treasure and discovering a way to stop an evil portal master. He's the only other one besides you. And so he is trying to prevent you from rebuilding this ancient magical machine that defends Skylands. And so you have got to figure out how to get strong enough to stop him. And initially, he's way more powerful than you are. And his name is Chaos. And the story of you fighting Chaos was written by Joel Cohen and Alex Sokolow, who worked on the Toy Story 1 story. So they did a great job with that.
Obviously, long-term Spyro fans would be interested to know what has carried over to Skylanders, apart from obviously Spyro himself. Is there sort of quintessential Spyro elements that are appearing in Skylanders?
Absolutely. The annoying sheep, that is one of the favorite things. Butterflies, some of the characters like Sparks and like Cinder. I think the feel of the characters, there was a very welcoming, friendly feel to the non-player characters. They weren't human, but... Oh. Okay. All right. Well, we'll back up there.
Sure. Yeah, ask that question again. Part 2.
Can you say into the mic what it was, though? Yeah, we haven't announced Cinder, so we can't talk about that yet.
Cut off. Okay, cool.
That's why it's good to have Paul around.
Yeah, it's always good. To go? Yep. Okay. Long term. Let me try. See, no, I'll get my tongue tied now. Long-term Spyro fans would be quite interested to know what classic Spyro elements will carry over to Skylanders. Can you confirm that?
Oh, sure. I mean, some of the favorite elements and the fun ones, like the sheep, those annoying sheep, you can do horrible things to them in this game. And, you know, there is dang it, I'm sorry. Can we talk about Sparks? I'm trying to figure out what I can say.
Talk about like what Spyro does. His ability to fly, and you know, he's a fire-breathing dragon, and you know, but nothing that alludes to anything else.
Oh, okay. Can I at least say there are surprises awaiting those people who are familiar with it? Oh, rough. All right. Okay. I'll focus just on Spyro.
Okay. So, we'll just take it from the top, yeah? Okay. Long-term Spyro fans would be quite interested to know if there's classic Spyro elements appearing in Skylanders. Can you sort of talk about that and elaborate?
Oh, sure. First off, Spyro is one of my favorite games. We loved it, and we went back and we played all the old Spyros to make sure that we were trying to capture as much as we could. So, starting with Spyro himself, he's got the classic fire breath and charge attacks, and that's the starting point for him. And then as you collect treasure, you can upgrade him, and you can actually sort of specialize in like these super fire breaths. You can learn to fly, you can charge and get these enormous glowing ram horns. And we really tried to start with what you remember from Spyro in that world and expand on it.
And you mentioned that you would have 3 characters to begin with when you pick up the game. Is that randomized? You just basically you won't know until you open the box, so to speak?
We thought about that, but we thought you would really want to know, and also we wanted to make sure the experience was balanced. We've got a character who can swim, characters who can fly, characters who are great at short range or can attack from far off. So the starter pack for the Wii, the Xbox 360, and the PS3 includes Spyro, Gil Grunt, this kind of water character, and Trigger Happy, the insane gold-shooting little beast. But on the 3DS, you get Dark Spyro, Igniter, and Stealth Elf. So depending on which of the versions you get, you'll start with different characters.
Now you sort of mentioned there different character abilities. Does that mean you will need specific characters to get to specific parts of the world or levels?
Well, you can complete the entire game from start to finish with the characters that come in the starter pack. There's reasons to buy the other characters. They look cool, they have new powers, and there are some bonus areas that are associated with the elements. There's earth, air, fire, water, magic, technology, life, and the undead. And depending on which of your Skylanders, what their alignment is, they can get into some of these areas, and there are extra puzzles and extra little treasures that you can earn in those areas.
And just in wrapping up, is there anything you feel that maybe we've missed out on that we should know about Skylanders?
You can buy Skylanders, you can take your toys, level them up, and then you can take them all over. There's going to be a web world, the 3DS, the PS3, the 360, and on the 3DS, and a number of these actually have entirely new adventures. So the same toys can be used in different adventures going forward.
All right, just sort of wrapping up, is there anything more that you feel that players should know about Skylanders?
Well, I think the important thing is how much you can do with the characters. You get 3 in the starter pack, you spend time leveling them up and customizing them, but then you can take them to the 3DS and play an entirely different adventure with them. You can take them to the web world and add them to your collection there, and there's a whole different way of playing there. So there's an awful lot you can do with each of the toys you get.